Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers reunite with former draft pick ahead of training camp. With players set to report to training camp on July 26, the Pittsburgh Steelers elected to make a last-minute roster swap on July 17, announcing a reunion with linebacker/special teamer Tyler Matakevich on X. A familiar face is returning to Pittsburgh as the Steelers signed linebacker Tyler Matakevich to a one-year contract, wrote Steelers.com contributor Teresa Varley. Later, she noted that the corresponding cut would be veteran safety Jalen Elliott. Many reacted to this news on social media, including ESPN NFL reporter Brooke Pryor. A seventh-round pick by the Steelers in 2016, LB/special teamer Tyler Matakevich spent his first 4 years in Pittsburgh, followed by a 4-year stint in Buffalo, the Steelers correspondent informed. Steelers Depot also rejoiced that Dirty Red is back, and Pittsburgh sports writer Jim Wexell questioned whether this might mean that linebacker Cole Holcomb isn't fully healthy after knee surgery. Not all products used in agribusiness are chemical. Draco Freight works with both types of Matakevich has been a warrior throughout his career, appearing in 63 games over 4 Steelers campaigns before logging another 66 with the Buffalo Bills. In other words, he's only missed 2 regular season NFL outings in 8 years. The special teams department is Matakevich's bread and butter. He's registered over 2,500 special teams snaps since entering the league compared to just 283 defensive snaps. Generally speaking, Pro Football Focus has graded him favorably in this area. Matakevich only has one sub-69.0 special teams mark throughout his career, not to mention 2 grades in the 80s. He's been credited with 64 ST solo tackles over that span, with 10 tackles assists, 18 missed tackles, and 11 penalties. Elliott never took the field for Pittsburgh during a regular season game. He was with the organization for about a year overall, seesawing on and off the practice squad after first joining the Steelers last August. The former UDFA out of Notre Dame was set to compete with defensive backs Damontae Kazee, Josiah Scott, Miles Killebrew, Grayland Arnold, Kalen Barnes, Thomas Graham Jr., Ryan Watts, Corey Trice Jr., and Nate Meadors for some sort of depth role in the secondary. But as you can see, the Steelers already have plenty of bodies at this position. Elliott's only notable NFL action came with the Detroit Lions in 2021. He recorded 12 total tackles over 8 appearances and was credited with 1 official start. Matakevich's signing raises warning flags about Holcomb's recovery, although there's no telling if the two are correlated. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin told reporters that the linebacker should be on track for training camp after his gruesome knee injury last November, but as we know, these things are fluid in the NFL. "I'm sure he is, on track for training camp," the longtime HC said on June 12 via Steelers Now reporter Nick Farabaugh. "I don't have a lot of details about the specifics of it, but at every checkpoint, I think the experts are comfortable with the progress and I know he's working extremely hard. We should find out more about Holcomb's status as players begin reporting, but it wouldn't be overly surprising if the 2019 fifth-rounder began training camp on the physically unable to perform (PUP) list as he continues his recovery." Steelers bring back special teamer Tyler Matakevich on one-year deal. One of the top special teams players in recent Pittsburgh Steelers history is returning to the organization. Linebacker Tyler Matakevich was signed to a one-year contract Wednesday. Matakevich was taken by the Steelers in the 7th round of the 2016 draft. He spent 4 years with the Steelers before joining the Buffalo Bills in free agency. Matakevich spent the past 4 seasons in Buffalo. Matakevich has appeared in 129 games over 8 seasons and has totaled 47 tackles, 4 pass breakups and 1 interception. He was a 3-time special teams captain in Buffalo. General Manager Omar Khan of the Pittsburgh Steelers expressed to the media on April 22 that the team is not focused on the fifth-year option decisions for Najee Harris and Justin Fields this week. but ESPN's Adam Schefter reported on April 24 that the Steelers have likely already made their choice with Fields. League sources do not expect the Steelers to pick up the $25 million fifth-year option on quarterback Justin Fields, who the team acquired last month for a conditional 2025 sixth-round pick, Schefter wrote. Fields and Russell Wilson both now will be entering the last year of their contract. This isn't an unexpected report. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jerry Dulac told Rich Eisen on his show on March 18 that the Steelers would not be picking up Fields' option. Fields' fifth-year option would cost the Steelers $25.66 million for the 2025 season. The Steelers have to make their decision with Fields' option official by May 2. Florio, 49ers would need to get a player plus a pick to trade Brandon Aiyuk. Despite Brandon Aiyuk formally requesting a trade, it doesn't seem as if the San Francisco 49ers have much interest in dealing the star wide receiver. Given that the 49ers went to the Super Bowl last season and are once again looking to contend, moving on from Aiyuk likely isn't in their best interest. Appearing on the PM team on 93.7 The Fan, Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio said the 49ers would need to get a player and a pick to get any value for Aiyuk, and otherwise, the team will just keep him. They almost need to get a player plus a pick for next year in order to have some return. Because otherwise, you just pay him $14.1 million, you keep him this year, and then you figure out what you're gonna do after the season. While the reason Aiyuk wants out is because of his contract and the fact that he wants more than $14.1 million this year, plus a long-term extension that could average around $28 to $30 million a season, Aiyuk won't hold out into the season. Even if he holds out in training camp, he'll be subject to fines, and holding out during the season will cost him current and future earnings. Even if he's unhappy with the contract situation, he's going to play, and the 49ers know that. That's why the team hasn't been in a hurry to trade him, despite his making it clear he wants an extension. The 49ers planned for the future by drafting Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, and the team still has Deebo Samuel. While Aiyuk is a huge part of their offense this season, if Pearsall and someone else already on the roster like Jawan Jennings develop and are capable of bigger roles, then the 49ers could look to move on. It won't stop Aiyuk trade rumors from lasting throughout training camp, but San Francisco doesn't have much of an incentive to move him at this point. They're legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and trading one of their best receivers only hurts their chances, so it makes sense that if they did move him, they'd want another player who can help them win in 2024. If San Francisco weren't as good as they are right now, it might be a different story, and they could look to maximize their value via trade. But Aiyuk is more valuable to them right now than future draft picks, and it's probably going to cost more than the Steelers or any other team wants to pay to acquire him and then give him a new contract on top of that. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.